I actually come from a literature background. I did my bachelor's in English literature, and I've always been a very avid reader since childhood. So for me, reading, even when I was studying literature, I was more than like, the forms or genre. I was more interested in getting to know about different cultures, about knowing about stories that are from, a place that is not really my own, or from a place where maybe it was something that the character goes through, and what sort of decisions that they take when they are located somewhere else that is totally remote for me. Because I think when you study literature also, you develop a capability to show empathy, and that's the sort of thing that really I feel like really connected to, even when talking about arts. So right now I'm doing my master's, and for me, like, the reason I wanted to shift into visual anthropology is also because I'm looking at anthropology as a subject that concerns with studying, documenting, analyzing, understanding about the cultural beliefs, the traditions, the rituals, the customs, and all of these things of a different community. So even when we are looking at the exhibition here, or like even for me, artists that I really like are always those that speak to certain social issue, or they try to depict their own lived experiences. They're the ones that, the way that they show their stories from very different contexts, that's the sort of thing that I'm inclined towards. So for me, anthropology is, it's just a methodology. It's like, it's an approach to looking at the world and learning about issues, but it's also on a very visual basis. So when you go into a field, you talk to people, you take interviews, or you try to engage with them. The sort of output that you get from that is something that it really helps you connect further, and it also helps you understand from a very grounded basis. It gives you a very grounded picture of their realities. And so for me, that's the whole crux of where I come from, and what sort of a background that I really look at art from. Like, it's to know about stories on a deeper level, and to connect with individuals also on a very deeper level. So art is a medium for me to look at these issues through a very through an individual's point of view. You go to a beach and you see that everybody's trying to capture the sunset, or you see that in family albums also people are trying to capture special moments. So photography is about what really is there at the center, what people are trying to commit to their memory. So these are the sort of things that I really I'm very intrigued by, like memories, personal personal connections, the sort of things that really strike out in different people's personal lives. So that's like, I've always found that fascinating. I think when you are like trained in social sciences and humanities, you realize that at the crux of research there is collaboration that matters a lot. And even for me in this journey, I think that's what was there, because first of all, we are like curating a group show. So the first step was when you start talking to the artists to know about their practices, not just like what materials they use, what mediums they work in, but also where are they coming from, because their artworks really reflect that. So for me, reading about, like, okay, Dheeraj said that he is coming from an ex-Alpha camp. So I took a lot of time just trying to read up what Alpha camps are, how did the insurgency movements affect people in Assam. I also talked a lot with him, trying to understand how he grew up. He told me stories of his mother and things like that. So, I mean, individually with different artists, that's the sort of thing that I had to do. So when I say it is interconnected, art cannot be just like, oh, you do a fine stroke, or you do a medium brush or whatever, you use this color, that medium, something. It's not that. It's about what is it depicting, right? So even if it's an abstract form of an art, like, there is something that goes on in the artist's mind. So there was a lot of research that you put into it, trying to see. So when you're researching, you go and look back at history, because the past always shapes the present. And then you also look at the social transformations that happen. You look at what sort of economic adjustments that artists had to make, because they did not have certain mediums, so then they had to substitute it with something cheaper. So this is something that all affects, right? So it really, like, there is a interconnected development that takes place, there's like everything flows in a way that is interdisciplinary also, and yeah, so that sort of really reflects in, like, you try to research, you try to collaborate with the artist, you try to understand different perspectives, and then you try to make sure that the art that comes together has an engagement with the public also. Everybody is able to accept it better and, you know, connect with it better. My experience has been very, it's been challenging, but it's also been very like good, because I've learned a lot. This is my first ever curatorial experience. I worked in arts institutions before. I worked with Biennales, I worked with festivals, I have interned, I worked with publications, but I've never curated and put everything together. And of course I had Charlene ma'am to help me out. She's been a good help because she's taught me so many things, like from art history and little bit about different artist practices, giving me an overview of, you know, okay, this is an artist that is there in my cohort, and this sort of a practice kind of relates to somebody else who is there in the Indian art scene. So that sort of, like, you know, connecting, that sort of a practical knowledge on art she has given me. But I've also learned about other things like exhibition designing. Okay, this is a work that is big and it will take up this wall space, so we should put something that is smaller to balance the composition. I've also learned about production, installation, a little bit about curation, writing. Writing was something that did take me a lot of time, because we had to come up with a curatorial note, and I had a lot of things to say because we spent 6 months behind this, but we can't do that. We have to make sure that it is brief and succinct. Then I also wrote all the label descriptions and the text for the artists. So they would, like, I would ask for their inputs, and sometimes they would be happy with it, sometimes they would not be, because, you know, it might seem that, you know, my words are not reflecting what they wanted to convey in the first place. So then you go back and forth, you try to edit it a lot, and so trying to make sure that it's matching, like, because as a curator, I guess the main job is to make sure that the artists are able to be as authentic as possible and try to showcase whatever they want to do. But at the same time, we should also make sure that, you know, it fits in with the institution's values. It fits in with what the public here is like. Another challenge when we were coming up with this is that Mumbai has a very commercial art scene, but at the same time we are located in a college, in a school sort of a setting. So the students who come here should also be able to enjoy the art. It shouldn't be something that only a collector or a gallerist is able to take in. So we were trying to like, you know, go through that. A lot of back and forth was there. There are certain works that I really thought, you know, was the best of the artist's work, and I really wanted to put it for the show. But then we realized that that doesn't make sense because the theme wasn't matching, or maybe it doesn't make sense for the setting. So there was a lot of going, like a lot of, you know, discussions, there was a lot of dialogue involved, which is why I'm really grateful for Immerse, because whatever I wanted to say was heard by, you know, be it Siddharth or like Charlene, and like throughout the whole production sheet making process and everything, as tedious as it was, because, you know, you ask things, okay, how many nails does this piece of work require, or this installation will require a table, so what is the measurement, all of that, like, and I had no prior practice or experience in it. So then I would try to like get that, and then, you know, try to make sure that the production team also understands that. Like, I would just put it out there and then convey it to the head, and then they would convey it. But like, because there are so many people involved also, this collaboration required us to make sure that all the detailed instructions were given out as simple as possible and everything. So yeah, I guess I learned about curatorial research, writing, editing, layout, and very practical things like how to make sure that this thing is stuck straight and not tera. So that sort of a thing. Honestly, I don't know. I think I'm going to take a break from academia and try to work. But I also would like, essentially, I would like to work with artists who also have a research-based practice. You know, even here, everybody has that sort of a setting, like very rooted research, and on top of that, their work comes into play. I would also like to look into more on migratory experiences of different people, and also look at it through a feminist queer lenses. That's the sort of thing that I really would like to see. I'm really inspired by works like Studio Camp and Rux Media Collective. So that's the sort of thing I would also essentially like to do, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm I would like to collaborate with further artists who are dealing with research-based visual practices, and also more into alternative printmaking and photography and all of that. And I would also like to look into those things and see how does art connect, people like in general with a visual medium and the social realities. So yeah.